this is way more value than a pool.
We just do our best.
Well, I mean, I see all of the plants. You've certainly gone to town on this.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, this is actually good. See this? This is a swimming pool going in. Oh my gosh, they got all sorts of drainage issues and everything else. This took many, many months to build because it's not just one contractor that builds a swimming pool. There's multiple contractors. So the average time to build an in-ground swimming pool is 3 to 6 months.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And that's basically, if you're calling them in the spring, you lose the whole season. That's how long it takes to build that. It takes a day to a week to build a typical Aquascape ecosystem pond. Waterstone, Youssef, I do. Hey buddy, how you doing?
Nice to see you.
What a beautiful little paradise back here. Is this the owner?
Yeah, this is.
Steve?
Yep.
The pond guy, Greg. Nice to meet you.
Greg, how are you?
Are you happy with this young man?
Absolutely.
So tell me the story. How did this all come about?
Years ago, at a house we had just a small one.
You had a pond at your old house?
Yep.
Okay.
We did, just a real small one. But when we moved here in 2020, we had a beautiful porch up here. It just kind of overlooked the yard, and we thought, boy, wouldn't it be beautiful to have a koi pond right off the deck? And we called Youssef, and he came and helped us dream it up. And
So this got put in 2020 or?
no, we put it in 2022.
Yeah, right
Okay.
before the last pandemonium.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And I'm guessing you or your wife are as a gardener?
We just do our best.
Well, I mean, I see all of the plants. You've certainly gone to town on this.
Yeah.
Yes. Was it just grass here before?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
there's just grass, cut it to the step.
How would you describe, because people aren't used to seeing this?
We sit out on this porch for hours,
Yeah, just listen to that sound.
listening to it and enjoying it. Fish are very entertaining, their own little personalities.
Uh-huh.
So all part of it, but we enjoy it a ton. In fact, so much. I'm already talking to Youssef about how we can remove a third of this deck
And make it bigger?
And
Always,
into
always.
there. So
Well,
How many times do you hear that?
big, bigger, biggest, good, better, best. Because it's an addictive hobby.
Backyard ecosystem pond featuring a skimmer, a half snorkel, and centipede wetland filter. The installation price was roughly $8,500. Took about a week to build. I installed it right before I went to Pandemonium for the first time. And on the Artist of the Year panel, I remember hearing Alan Decker say, if you don't love something, tear it out and rebuild it. So this section here, it was okay. The client was very happy with it, but I didn't love it. So I took that lesson to heart and completely rebuilt it. I love this pond because it's an attainable size and the fish are still really happy. Every fish in there has a name. We have Tiger, Callie, Sunshine, Moonbeam, Youssef, Jumper, Spot, and an unnamed goldfish. Maybe leave a comment, tell us what we should name the goldfish. This is really fun. Do everything, at least on this scale, by hand, so that gives a lot of time for reflection to make sure the rocks are exactly how they can fit together best. And it's a big puzzle piece. Love how everything is growing in. Got the Creeping Charlie and Creeping Thyme on the sides, starting to cover up the rocks. Got some cardinal flower and some hostas. The impatiens are just starting to take off. And excited to think about expanding this.
Oh, Steven! Youssef! Come on down, I got a gift for you. All right, so the automatic dosing system with a maintain. So simply all you do, we'll do this. We simply just put this in the ground. We bury it in the ground next to the pond. And then once a month or so, you're gonna have to buy a new one of these, put it in, and then it will be like a drip ID for your pond.
Okay.
So it will automatically add bacteria. So the water is a little bit cloudy. Within 1 week of putting this on, that water will be crystal clear.
Okay.
And then the second thing that's gonna help filter that water is the shade that you're gonna get, as well as the nutrients pulling out of the water from the water lily.
Okay.
So balancing out a proper ecosystem pond, to get it clear and crystal clear, you need rocks and gravel, plants, fish. We're locking in the plants, okay? And then when you can add beneficial bacteria like this, it will really polish and clean the water up.
Okay.
So this is a simple thing that can be done. It'll be very easy to add, and then the lily will be the final piece of resistance. And then, of course, the ultimate is to make it bigger.
Nice. So will that go in the winter as well? Or is
Nope,
that
it only works when the water is about 50 degrees.
Okay.
So basically, it'll start working in April, and it will go through October.
Is there something different you should be putting through the system in the winter? or
Nope,
not?
it just shuts it down.
Okay.
And then you usually net up the pond for this pond. You know, you can't keep it running if you want to keep adding water in the wintertime. But no, there's not. Basically, the bacteria treatments work when the water is 50 degrees or above.
Okay.
this more your hobby or your wife's? And what did you say?
It's more my hobby.
Yep.
But she enjoys the fruits of it for sure.
Yeah, she wouldn't trade this for the world.
No, absolutely not. We watch all of our neighbors put their pools in.
Yes, including the neighbors here.
Yes. And for our value, this is way more value than a pool would ever be.
Well, I'm imagining that he did it a little bit quicker than the months and months and months it takes your neighbors.
Yes, that was taking forever, so.
Yeah.
It's been 84 years.
There's nothing wrong with a swimming pool, but it's a one-dimensional use. A water feature is multiple. We're not swimming in the water feature right now or wading in it right now, but we're listening to it.
Yeah.
Every day it changes.
Yeah.
You know, you're constantly looking out there, looking at your fish, seeing what they're doing, and you haven't even got a water lily yet, but we're thinking about making it bigger, right?
Yeah.
Initial thought that you brought up was to actually bring it towards where the deck is, but I actually think, looking at this, let's walk down there. Looking back over here, I think we could actually make it look like a figure eight. Your concern about going out this way was possible herons, and we have multiple ways to prevent herons from predating fish, and I actually don't believe whether the pond is here or a little farther out will have any difference on whether a heron comes or doesn't come. So what we would do is we would pop out the skimmer right here. Youssef would seam a new liner on, and then we would go out this way with the pond. And then what would be really awesome on this side is to have another waterfall coming in. And then you'd have a waterfalls this way, and then a waterfalls, I don't know if that's your living room or
My office.
your office. Yeah. Okay, boom. So where this dead grass is, coming out with the pond, and then a little bridge right in here to cross over into that area. Possibly, you know, and that would be a wonderful way to have two waterfalls and a figure eight type of a pond. And this is what happens. The average consumer who's never had a water garden before puts in a small one, enjoys it, but of course fish grow, the plants grow, want to be able to see it from other areas of the house. And so the average consumer gets 3 water features. Big, bigger, biggest, good, better, best. So you would not be alone in there. Well, thank you for allowing us to be out here and visit it. And I can't wait to come back and visit it after this young man makes it that much bigger. I love my job.